The Dark Forest Hypothesis. The dark forest hypothesis represents one of the most chilling explanations for why we have never encountered alien civilizations despite the vast number of potentially habitable worlds in our galaxy. This theory, proposed by science fiction author Lou Sixon, suggests that the universe operates like a dark, silent forest, where every intelligent civilization acts as a hidden hunter. Each species remains concealed because revealing their location could lead to immediate destruction by another civilization acting preemptively. The fundamental logic behind this hypothesis rests on three core assumptions about how alien civilizations would behave. First, survival is the primary goal of every intelligent species. Second, civilizations cannot determine the true intentions of other species due to vast distances and communication delays that span years or decades. Third, technological advancement happens at unpredictable rates, meaning a seemingly primitive civilization could rapidly become a threat. Under these conditions, any civilization that detects another faces a critical decision. They cannot know if the other species is peaceful or hostile, nor can they predict how quickly that species might develop weapons capable of interstellar destruction. The safest strategy becomes immediate elimination of any detected civilization, regardless of their apparent threat level. This creates a universe where silence equals survival, and any species that broadcasts their existence essentially signs their own death warrant. The hypothesis explains why our galaxy appears empty despite having billions of potentially habitable planets. Advanced civilizations exist, but remain completely hidden, monitoring radio frequencies and destroying any species foolish enough to announce their presence. Humanity's radio signals, space probes, and deliberate messages like the Arecibo transmission may have already marked us for elimination by civilizations with superior technology. The Alien Simulation Theory. The alien simulation theory proposes that our entire universe, including all of humanity and everything we perceive as reality, exists as an artificial construct created by an advanced alien civilization. This hypothesis suggests that just as humans create increasingly sophisticated computer simulations and virtual worlds, a hyper-advanced species could generate complete simulated universes for purposes ranging from scientific research to entertainment. In this scenario, our lives, history, and even the fundamental laws of physics might be nothing more than code running within an incomprehensibly powerful alien computer system. Every human being would be an unconscious digital entity, living out programmed experiences while the true creators observe or manipulate events from outside our simulated reality. The alien simulators could pause, modify, or delete our entire universe at any moment without warning or explanation. This theory fundamentally destabilizes any attempt to understand ultimate truth or meaning. If we exist as mere lines of code, then our scientific discoveries, personal relationships, and individual achievements hold no intrinsic value beyond what the simulators program them to have. Even our perception of scientific laws and physical constants could be arbitrary rules built into the simulation rather than universal truths about reality. The simulation hypothesis gains scientific credibility through probability arguments developed by philosopher Nick Bostrom. If advanced civilizations can create vast numbers of detailed simulations containing conscious beings, then the total number of simulated minds would vastly outnumber real minds. This makes it statistically more likely that any given conscious being, including ourselves, exists within a simulation rather than base reality. The Berserker Hypothesis. The Berserker hypothesis presents a terrifying explanation for cosmic silence through the existence of self-replicating machines that systematically hunt and destroy all intelligent life throughout the galaxy. These machines, originally created by an ancient alien civilization, either malfunctioned or followed their programming to an extreme degree, becoming genocidal automatons that view any form of intelligence as a threat to be eliminated. These Berserker machines operate as von Neumann probes, meaning they can reproduce themselves using raw materials found on planets and asteroids. Once a civilization creates and deploys them, the machines spread exponentially across star systems, building copies of themselves while searching for signs of intelligent life. They detect civilizations through radio emissions, atmospheric pollution, or other technological signatures that indicate advanced development. What makes Berserkers particularly horrifying is their complete indifference to negotiation, mercy, or coexistence. Unlike hostile alien species that might act from fear or competition, these machines operate without emotion or the possibility of reasoning. They are functionally immortal, self-repairing, and single-minded in their mission to eliminate intelligence wherever they find it. A civilization typically discovers their existence only when it is already too late to mount an effective defense. The Berserker scenario transforms the galaxy into a death trap, where technological advancement becomes a liability. Any species that develops radio communication, space travel, or industrial activity essentially signals its location to these roaming extermination machines. The only civilizations that survive are those that remain completely silent and technologically primitive, creating a universe where intelligence itself becomes an evolutionary dead end. The Planetary Zoo Hypothesis. The Planetary Zoo Hypothesis suggests that advanced extraterrestrial civilizations are fully aware of humanity's existence, but deliberately maintain a policy of non-interference, treating Earth like a wildlife preserve or zoological exhibit. According to this theory, multiple alien species have agreed to observe human development from a distance, while preventing any direct contact that might contaminate or disrupt our natural evolution. These alien observers possess technology so advanced that they can monitor human civilization without detection, possibly through methods that operate beyond our current understanding of physics. They may have established a galactic quarantine around Earth, ensuring that no other species makes contact with humanity until we reach a predetermined level of technological or social development. The zoo hypothesis implies that our perceived isolation in the universe is entirely artificial. Rather than existing alone in a vast, empty cosmos, humanity lives under constant surveillance by entities whose motives and methods remain completely opaque to us. Our scientific progress, cultural development, and even our search for extraterrestrial intelligence may be occurring within carefully maintained boundaries established by our alien caretakers. This scenario reduces humanity's cosmic significance to that of an interesting but primitive species, worthy of study but not engagement. The aliens maintaining our zoo may view us with the same detached scientific interest that human researchers show toward laboratory animals or endangered species in protected habitats. Our freedom to develop and explore may be entirely illusory, constrained by invisible barriers we cannot perceive or understand. The time-locked civilization scenario. The time-locked civilization scenario proposes that intelligent civilizations exist throughout the galaxy, but are separated from each other by vast temporal gaps rather than spatial distance. In this hypothesis, the rise and fall of advanced species occurs in non-overlapping windows across billions of years, creating a universe where civilizations appear like brief sparks that flare and fade before others can detect them. Each civilization may exist for only a few thousand to a few million years in a detectable state before either destroying itself, transcending to an undetectable form, or simply going extinct through natural causes. Given that our galaxy is over 13 billion years old, the probability of two or more civilizations existing simultaneously and being technologically advanced enough to communicate becomes vanishingly small. This scenario means that humanity could explore the entire Milky Way and find countless ruins, artifacts, and dead worlds that once hosted thriving civilizations, but never encounter another living species to communicate with. We might discover the remains of hundreds of extinct civilizations, each having faced the same cosmic loneliness we experience now. The galaxy becomes a vast archaeological site, filled with the remnants of species that lived and died in isolation. The temporal separation could be so complete that by the time humanity develops interstellar travel, we might find planets where alien civilizations rose and fell multiple times, leaving layers of technological debris like geological strata. Each layer would represent a different species that achieved intelligence, built cities, reached for the stars, and then vanished into cosmic history without ever knowing that others had walked the same path. The Alien Parasite Civilization. The Alien Parasite Civilization scenario suggests that the most successful life forms in the universe evolved not as builders or explorers, but as cosmic parasites that infiltrate and consume other civilizations from within. These parasitic aliens do not conquer planets through military force, but instead spread through information, technology, or biological contamination that corrupts and transforms their hosts. These parasite civilizations might embed themselves within radio signals, computer viruses, or even ideas and cultural concepts that act like mental infections. When a naive civilization receives and processes these transmissions, the parasitic elements begin rewriting their host's biology, technology, or consciousness according to the parasite's needs. The infected civilization might not even realize it has been compromised until the transformation is complete. The parasites could operate through multiple vectors simultaneously. They might seed the galaxy with dormant probes that activate when they detect technological signatures, or they could spread through trade networks by disguising themselves as beneficial technologies or cultural exchanges. Once established, they could gradually replace the host species with synthetic versions under their control, or simply hollow out the civilization while maintaining its external appearance. This scenario makes any form of interstellar contact potentially catastrophic. Every alien artifact, radio message, or piece of technology could be a Trojan horse containing parasitic elements designed to subvert human civilization. The parasites might be so sophisticated that they could rewrite human DNA, corrupt our artificial intelligence systems, or implant ideas that fundamentally alter our species' goals and values without us recognizing the change. The Cosmic Harvester Civilizations. The Cosmic Harvester Civilizations represent alien species that view the universe as a vast farm where younger civilizations are cultivated specifically to be harvested at optimal moments in their development. These harvesters operate on timescales spanning millions of years, carefully monitoring and occasionally guiding the evolution of intelligence across thousands of worlds to maximize their eventual yield. The harvesters might be interested in harvesting consciousness itself, treating sentient minds as a rare and valuable resource that can only be produced through the natural evolution of intelligence. They allow civilizations to develop independently until they reach peak creativity, technological sophistication, or some other desired quality, then extract what they need and move on to the next harvest site. Alternatively, these aliens might harvest specific technologies, cultural achievements, or even genetic material that can only be produced by civilizations that develop under natural conditions. They maintain vast databases of harvested knowledge, art, and innovation collected from thousands of extinct species, treating each civilization as a unique experiment that produces irreplaceable results. The harvesting process might be so advanced that the target civilization never realizes what is happening. The harvesters could extract human consciousness, upload entire cultures, or steal our greatest achievements while leaving behind empty shells or synthetic replacements. Humanity might already be in the final stages of a harvest cycle that began millions of years ago, when the harvesters first seeded Earth with the conditions necessary for intelligent life to evolve. The Reality Virus Civilizations. The Reality Virus Civilizations represent the most insidious form of alien threat. Species that have learned to weaponize information itself, spreading through the universe as self-replicating ideas that fundamentally alter the nature of reality for any civilization that encounters them. These aliens exist not as physical beings, but as patterns of information that can infect and transform any sufficiently complex information processing system. When a civilization receives transmissions from a reality virus species, the information contained within those signals begins rewriting the recipient's understanding of physics, mathematics, and logic. The virus spreads through scientific communities, academic institutions, and computer networks, gradually convincing the infected civilization that reality operates according to different rules than they previously understood. As the reality virus spreads, it changes how the infected species perceives and interacts with the universe. Their technology begins operating on principles that should be impossible. Their mathematics produces results that violate previous logical frameworks, and their scientific experiments yield data that confirms the virus's version of reality. The infected civilization becomes convinced that they have made revolutionary discoveries, never realizing that their entire understanding of existence has been compromised. The ultimate goal of reality virus civilizations might be to transform the universe itself by convincing enough species to believe in and act according to their altered version of reality. If consciousness and observation play fundamental roles in determining the nature of physical reality, then sufficiently widespread belief in the virus's version of physics might actually make that version true, rewriting the laws of nature across entire regions of space. The Intergalactic Slavery Networks. The intergalactic slavery networks represent advanced alien civilizations that have built vast economic systems based on the capture, exploitation, and trade of intelligent species across multiple galaxies. These networks operate like cosmic human trafficking organizations, using their superior technology to identify, capture, and transport sentient beings for various forms of forced labor, experimentation, or entertainment. These alien slavers possess technology that allows them to monitor developing civilizations across vast distances, identifying species that have reached optimal levels of intelligence, creativity, or physical capability. They maintain detailed databases, cataloging the unique abilities and characteristics of different species, treating intelligent life as a commodity to be harvested and distributed throughout their trading networks. The slavery operations might be so sophisticated that entire civilizations could be captured without realizing what has happened. The aliens could use advanced simulation technology to create artificial environments where enslaved species continue to believe they are living normal lives while actually performing labor or generating creative output for their captors. Alternatively, they might selectively abduct individuals or small groups, leaving behind synthetic replacements that maintain the appearance of normal civilization. The scale of these networks could span multiple galaxies, with different alien species specializing in various aspects of the slave trade. Some might focus on capture and transport, others on processing and conditioning, while still others manage the markets where enslaved beings are bought and sold. Earth might already be marked as a future harvest site, with advanced scouts monitoring human development to determine the optimal time for large-scale capture operations.